So welcome to our Sunday gathering today in February. Focus is love, one of my favourite subjects. So I'm delighted to share the afternoon with you here and with all of us online. Thank you so much for joining us all around the country. It's a delight to know that you're sharing and joining in with us. So we're going to light the candle first of all, our Christ candle. It's a really wonderful way to help us get focused and get centred and to be fully present here together as a group. And so we let that light be the light that represents the inner light in us all today. So let's take a moment and feel that presence. And know that this presence is in this place, expressing through us, around us and as us. Connecting us so beautifully, magnificently with each other. I am now in the presence of pure being, immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love and wisdom. I acknowledge thy presence and thy power, O blessed Spirit. As I open to the flow of divine wisdom and love, I let go of any thought of limitation, for pure substance and love are manifesting in my world according to thy perfect law. Amen.
That peace surrounds me, in that peace I safely dwell. 'Tis above, beneath, within me, peace is mine, and all is well. God is peace, pure peace, God is peace, sweet peace, that peace is mine, mine, and all is well.
Thank you, everyone.
So the message for today is world peace. And the affirmation, I express divine love and understanding to all. When I tune in to news of terrorism, racism, climate change and more, I may wonder if there will ever be peace in our world. Yet I am also familiar with the deep peace found in the presence of Spirit. Peace begins with each one of us, and I have the power to access it at any time. Through divine peace, I learn to express divine love and understanding to all. I take a moment now to turn off the news and breathe into the peaceful presence within. Here I find a sense of hope for the world. Engaging the power of imagination, I envisage humanity acting with respect for all life. I glimpse the realised potential of a world at peace. I know we can and will achieve peace, one breath at a time. And the Bible reading comes from John. It's John chapter 20, and John chapter 20 is all about Mary going to the tomb and finding Jesus gone, and then seeing him in the garden and thinking he's the gardener. And then that evening the disciples, who are all afraid of reprisals from the Jewish community, locked themselves away in a room. And Jesus comes to them And this is the next part of the reading. Jesus said to them again, "Peace be with you. As the Father has sent me, so I send you." And let's do the affirmation 3 times. I'll read it again first of all. Oh, you've actually got it in the programme, haven't you?
We do.
Okay, so it's all in the programme. We'll do it sort of I, then we, then you. I express divine love and understanding to all. We express divine love and understanding to all. You express divine love and understanding to all. Is deep within me, heaven satisfying my soul. God's love is deep within me, heaven satisfying my soul.
Yes. So, God is love. And I always feel for myself after I said that, God is love, and in this love I safely dwell. Because that's kind of the practical way that I can experience that, especially when I don't always feel like that. God is love, and in this love I safely dwell. And of course the one thing that I'm sure we all agree on here in Unity is that God is not a being giving us love or withholding love. God is being love. And it's so important because so much of the Bible, the scripture that we read, not all of it, but a lot of it, is the example of what happens when God gives love and an example of what happens when God withholds love because we haven't been playing our bit and doing our thing. And it's very easy to think of God as a force that's out there, separate, doing it all or not doing it, which is not a happy way to live. It's like that big parent looking down on us, punishing us or rewarding us. So that feeling that God is being love as us, here right now, is such a wonderful statement to start to begin to really ground yourself into, to really feel that. And of course in Genesis it says, we are made in the image and likeness of God. So if God is love, then we are love. It's an automatic next step for me. And if we do an exercise of removing everything that's not love, so all the guilt and the fear, the anxiety, the woundedness, the hurt, the grief, anything like that, when we let it be removed, because it's not us doing it, we allow the removing to happen. What's left is love. Bliss, actually. And in that bliss is the joy and the peace that passes all understanding. Our work, if you like, as I see it on the planet, is to release the blocks to love. I believe that when we're born, we come in knowing that we are love, and that is the truth of us, but through our life experiences and the people that are our teachers and our mentors and our parents that are with us in life that have forgotten that we are love, help us forget that we're love. And so we build on all these layers around us to protect ourselves, to keep ourselves safe, which is an important thing that we have to do. But what's happened is the love that we are has got buried deep within us, and all this other stuff has been built up around it. So as we begin to become adults and start to think, well, this isn't working, how can it be different? What's the greater truth for me? For me, it's been very much a part of releasing the blocks that are in the way. And that has really been my soul work these last number of years. What is in the way of me knowing that I am love? And then once I know that I am love, I know that we're all love. And from my standpoint, as a young child, I felt disconnected. I felt separate. I didn't know how to connect. I was hurting. I didn't know how to say it. And so instead of asking for help, I closed the doors. I closed down. And I still, connect with that wounded teenager that, used to storm upstairs and slam the doors and you don't understand me and wouldn't talk to anybody and push them away. That hurt and the woundedness that I felt kept me so separate, kept me so isolated, that now my role has been to recognise when I'm doing that again, when I push people away, when I don't ask for help, when I keep myself separate, and recognise it's that part of me that feels unsafe and wounded, and that's not the truth. I know that now. I don't have to live in that way. And my role has been to recognise when I start to build those barriers around myself, to let them go. This last week, it's been a week of acts of loving kindness. It's been very much the focus in America, I think, mostly, Ruth, wasn't it? This acts of loving kindness. But people all around the country and the world were doing spontaneous acts to help another without any desire of thank you or reward. And there was one example I saw on the telly of a nurse in one of the hospitals somewhere on a Sunday walked past this machine. You know the machines where you put money and you get chocolate bars out and packets of food out, stuff like that. Somebody had put a load of money in the machine and all the packets of chocolates and crisps and everything were just at the bottom. And there was a sign on there that just said, help yourself.
Oh.
And she said, on a Sunday, a nurse, all she wants is chocolate. So it was really well received. And so the person that did that felt good in doing it. The people that received it felt good in doing it. But, also the people that witnessed it, even if they didn't take anything but saw what happened, would also have felt uplifted by it. Because there's that real sense of, I've done something good for somebody else. So that's just, I think that's wonderful that that's been going on this week while I've been preparing for this talk. But to do anything of that ilk, to be able to be the listening ear, the open heart, how can I help you? What can I do? Is there anything that I can do to support you right now? We have to be present and be in the moment, be awake, as Buddha said. And as I've been thinking about this, putting this together for today, it's like, how can I do this? I can't talk to you about something that I'm not doing. I have to be doing this, or at least practicing doing it, to make it something that I can talk about. And something that occurred to me yesterday was, what is the best way that I can respond in this moment? How can I respond in a way that is the best that I can do in this moment? Obviously without causing harm to another human being, consciously or deliberately, that goes without saying. But what can I do? And sometimes that does mean walking away. Sometimes for our own sense of looking after ourselves, sometimes we do have to say, right now I feel very vulnerable, I feel very sad, I need some quiet time just with me and God, I need to leave this situation right now. Sometimes I am able to be the listening ear and the open heart. And for me it's finding the line, what do I need to do that enables me to be the best that I can be in this moment? And it's really important with all of this that we deal with ourselves first. And it sounds back to front from the Samaritan, but unless we love ourselves and connected and grounded with love as our truth, we cannot then be that authentically with another human being. So it's about being a good Samaritan to ourselves as well. What do I need to do to feed and nurture and love me today? So these to me are practical things and ways that I can address being love in this moment. As we love ourselves and know that this love that we are is God being love in us and through us and as us, we're connecting to that love. We can then respond with that love and be the good Samaritan to others around us. Be the positive help, be the practical support, be the listening ear. Be the person that says, how can I help you in this? All of this to lead us to know, every single one of us, that we are magnificent beings, here to be the light and the love that we were born with when we were born, that we've gradually forgotten over the years with all the experiences that we've had. All of us to wake up to the beauty, the truth, the love and the presence that is God, ready and waiting, if you like, to be us, to manifest through us, to express as us. And I believe that the more that we do this with ourselves and with each other, the more we will get to the experience that Daily Word is talking about today, being divine love, being understanding with each other on the planet, will create the positive change. Enables us to go out into the world and be the light, to take the steps that are positive steps that support each other as the Good Samaritan story, to actually be the presence. But we do that with that sense of knowing it is the truth of us, it's the truth of each other, It's the truth of who we all are. And this love then, it magnifies, it attracts, it connects, it unifies, it uplifts, it frees us. We actually can create a planet of peace and love and creativity and expansion. And the work begins with us. And we're going to take a moment to get connected to loving ourselves, to get a sense of feeling it's okay, I am willing to connect with the love that I am. To get a sense of the heart expanding and opening. Be willing to know that God is love, expressing as me right now. And as God expresses as love in us, this wellspring within us, if you feel of any obstacle or barrier that might be in the way of feeling and connecting with this love, allow it to fall away, like blocks tumbling down, effortlessly and easily, releasing the blocks, letting them go. And feeling the heart continue to expand, to open. So that we can know ourselves as love. God is love, expressing as me. In this love I safely dwell.
Loving word, loving deed, springing from heart divine. Love in me shall succeed, making abundance mine. Love in itself is a priceless gift, opulence freely expressed. Nearer the Father, the heart to lift, richly thy love I bless. Loving word, loving deed, springing from God divine. Love in me shall succeed, making abundance mine.
Lovely. Thank you, everyone. And I personally want to say thank you to all of you for joining in this afternoon's meeting here in the room online, for sharing your energy, your love, your joy, your truth with all of us here today. I give thanks for the donation that you shared through the money substance that we will indeed use to put to good use. And know that as we go forth from here, we continue to be the light that we are, to see the light in each other, to know that love is our truth. And so let's say the prayer for protection together, and if you don't know it, it's in the programme. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. and all is well. Amen.
Amen.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as Creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous sound. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin.
I'm just happy. I should walk in the garden today.